Brilyn Hollyhand. Brilyn, good to see you. What do you make of your generation voting in a socialist mayor?
Well, I'm disgusted, Maria. Happy Monday to you. You know, when you look at it, New York has gone from being the empire state to an empty state. I mean, the people, the businesses, the freedom are all running out of town. How did this happen? Well, the government kicked out God, and they made socialism the new religion. And if you look at it, every single socialist policy starts as compassion, but it really ends with confiscation. How did the left sell this to us? Well, they dangled free things and emotion in front of us. You just saw Mondani say it. They said free buses, free healthcare, free childcare, and immediately Gen Z ran towards that. But the problem is, this is the result of us being raised and indoctrinated to hate America. So the result of this is not having love and patriotism, but wanting to end this whole idea of capitalism that's got us here for 250 years. What do we do going forward? Do we continue to just scream on social media? No. What we have to do is go back to education. Instead of indoctrination in the schools, talking to Gen Z about real-world examples of how socialism has failed every single time it's been tried. Maybe instead of gender pronouns being taught in our history classes in schools, maybe we actually teach about the horrors of socialism. Maybe then we would see this across the country. And I want to be really clear, Maria. A lot of people are saying, oh, this is just in a blue state. It's in a bright blue city. We don't need to be concerned about the rest of the country. My concern is that Gen Z becomes a trend across the country. That we say, oh, socialism became in New York City, and then it spreads across the country. We have to nip this in the bud right now, Maria.
Well, I mean, I love the way Mamdani completely ignores what President Trump has already done.
Right.
I mean, he's talking about, oh, it's a new day, we're going to attack affordability. Excuse me, that's exactly what President Trump has done since day one in office. Look at the price of oil. Look at the price of certain foods. He has, in fact, used affordability as one of his #1 agenda points. And he's done, actually, effective job in bringing down the price of oil. And I know is working on other elements of affordability as well. But there was no mention of that in Mamdani's victory speech.
Well, of course not, because that completely destroys his narrative, Maria. I mean, think about it. You listened to the debates last cycle. Trump was able to stand on the stage and say, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? And nobody could say no. Now, if we ask the question to young people on the streets in New York, are you better off than you were 10 months ago? Everybody's going to say yes. Every single person, regardless if you love Donald Trump's hairstyle or all of his personalities, you know that you're living in a better society. And that's what we need to use going into the midterms. What I'm really concerned with our party is that we're going to take the eye off the ball. We're going to say that we have the majority, we've got the House, we've got the Senate, we've got the White House. We're going to take our foot off the gas, and we're not going to be concerned. Affordability has to be the #1 concern. I mean, Gen Z got out to the ballot box last year because we couldn't afford the price of eggs, we couldn't afford gas, we couldn't actually attain this American dream. That's not a crazy ask. It's becoming more possible now, but more that Republicans focus on that instead of slogans, the more our party's going to win.
Well, despite the Democrat election wins, conservatives and GOP lawmakers are saying that New York City, Virginia, and New Jersey wins actually show a snapshot of voter sentiment, not a direct shift to the left. Brilyn, what is your outlook for the 2026 midterms? Because I think you have to look at some of those blue state wins as something of a victory because of the number of conservatives that actually voted for Republicans. You know, I mean, yes, we shouldn't be surprised that these blue states elected blue governors and a mayor. But I think we could be surprised at the level of support that conservatives got from these blue states.
Yeah, see, that's my concern, Maria. Listen, last cycle, a year ago, last week, when the Republicans steamrolled across the country, we won with three groups. Young people, disenfranchised Democrats, and independents. To keep those people on our base is how we win in 26 and 28. If we focus on affordability, if we focus on common sense issues to respond to the chaos on the left, we continue to win. If we get distracted in infighting, if we get distracted in personal politics, that's how we get our eye off the ball and continue to lose. If Republicans actually stay focused on reality, if we start talking about groceries and gas and government overreach, the things that we're actually winning on, we win every single state in this country. The more that the Democrats continue to be able to own the narrative with this chaos, they continue to control the narrative.
All right, we will leave it there. Brilyn, always great to catch up. Thanks very much. Brilyn Hollyhand joining us. All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us.